Way to make me cry right off the bat, folks. Good morning, and welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I am Karen Griglack, your service leader for today, as our Reverend Lydia Ferrante Roseberry is off today. I'm also joined today by our service associate, Marilyn Leist, and Tad Coriath, our music director. Mary Stackpole is song leading, and our fellowship choir is providing us with beautiful music this morning. And we have our wonderful tech team of Herb Axe, Deborah Mensch, and Kathy Partridge running Zoom. Hi, Kathy. Lastly, I am most grateful for those people who turn this place from an empty building into a thriving community. All of you, including those of you on Zoom. As I say the welcome words today, I want to invite those of you on Zoom to shift into gallery mode if you haven't already done so, and scroll through the screen so that you can experience the beauty of this congregation. Those in person, look around and see who you recognize and the new faces who are among us. You are all welcome here today. In the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, shapes and sizes, gifts and challenges that come together in your uniqueness. You are welcome here. In all of the ways you experience and express gender, you are welcome here. In the beauty that is who you love and how you love, you are welcome here. In all of the ways that you make your living and the places that you are from, you are welcome here. With all of the traditions that inform your spiritual life, you are welcome here today. No matter how long you are away, nor how soon until you will return, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or with tears, you are welcome here. You are invited to join us with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands. We welcome you today. We commit ourselves here to being a center for spiritual exploration, justice making, and to anti-racism and anti-oppression work within and beyond our congregation.
If you are new here, we are glad you found us and hope that in this community, whether you're with us in person or virtually, you can experience the warmth of love in this congregation. Each Sunday is different here, so please come back many times to really get to know us. We have many opportunities during the week for social connection and spiritual growth. Those on Zoom can check in at the links in the chat to help you get connected. Those in person can find our newcomer form on the QR code in the back of your hymnal, or stop by the welcome table in your foyer to get connected. Everyone on Zoom is welcome to stay for casual conversation following the service, or to attend the Inquirer series, which starts about 15 minutes following the service. Today's Inquirer session is a tour of our campus with David Burrows. If you are here in person today, you are welcome to coffee hour in the fellowship. Those on Zoom are welcome to stay online for a virtual coffee hour if you choose. Finally, if any new visitors are here on Zoom, would you like to introduce yourselves into the chat? Please do. We would love to know who was among us. Those of you in the sanctuary, please take a moment to greet your neighbor and say hello to newcomers.
That was your chance. I got it.
Take my book.
If you have a chalice at home, you can light yours with me as I have Marilyn light our fellowship chalice. So we know where all of our chalices are lit. Please write in the chat, chalice lit, and the name of your town. Please say the words along with me as Marilyn lights the chalice. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And now I'll ring our bowl again a little less loudly, inviting it to draw you deeper into this moment, this present moment, and our beloved community.
It's musical chairs. Our opening words this morning come from the Reverend Gretchen Haley. Know only that you are loved. For this one moment, know only that you are loved, that you are safe and whole and loved. Know that you belong here, here among us, here upon this earth. In your body, however tired or broken your heart may be, whatever fear, disappointment, anger you carry, for this hour, know you are not alone. Feel the presence of others surrounding you, breathing beside you and with you, discovering together the way our voices rise and fall together in harmony, in hope. Claim here a resilient freedom, the choice for love, for light, to live with joy and gratitude and praise as a form of resistance. Already we are organizing. Come, let us worship together.
Good morning. We get to share in a little gift of music together now. In your gray hymnals, we are going to sing number 16, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." I invite you to rise as you are willing and able and join in singing. Again, it's number 1616 in the gray hymnal.
Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to call
Meaningful acts of kindness. Celebrate successes. Soon I will be hosting a party for a neighbor who just retired at the age of 70. She and her husband have had a difficult year, filled with many hospitalizations. So 8 women in our little community will celebrate her with food, wine, cake, love, and laughter. Another way of using kindness is to stay connected with your neighbors. I make it a point to speak to neighbors and children who are outside whenever I am walking Billy Boy, that's my dog. It is amazing how many people appreciate the simple gesture and stop a minute to talk. With garage doors that close immediately after the car goes in, people working at home, and children driven to and from school, it is difficult to connect with busy neighbors unless they are out working in the yard, shoveling the snow, going to the mailbox, or just walking their dogs. Another way is to listen carefully when someone needs time to share. Last week, I took my sewing machine to be serviced by a young woman who is the technician. She began to talk about her life, especially the time she spent in the Navy, where she learned her technology skills. I felt like it was important for her to share her story, so I spent the time just listening and was enamored by her courage and her success in the business world. I look forward to picking up my machine so I can listen some more. Cherish those long-time friendships. When my mother and father married, they bought a house in New Jersey. They lived about a half-mile from neighbors who had emigrated from Germany. They loved that family, but especially Marie, who was 10. Marie used to come over to visit Mother, who was pregnant with me at the time. When I was born, she came more frequently, of course, until her family moved to a farm in Grand Gorge, New York. Each summer, we would go visit them, and I would get to stay for a couple of weeks. Marie grew up, had 4 children, and eventually moved to Colorado, as did I. Now I visit with her in Loveland several times a year. At 90, she quilts during the day, puts puzzles together in the evening. She is very, very disciplined. It's always such a treat to spend time with her. Another way is to teach, play, and love the kids in your neck of the woods. My husband, Charlie, was an engineer. While with IBM, he worked on the Gemini project, NASA's human spaceflight program, Project Apollo, which succeeded in preparing the landing for the first humans on the moon. I'm sure you all know that. And many similar projects. Charlie loved working with children, so he began very early on to teach kids about the space projects, building things, and even working with metal. For example, he worked with kids in the local 4-H program and was the first to bring the original IBM personal computer, you remember those? Yes, to the meetings. And that's how the children first learned how to use a computer. It was really complicated. Those were the ones that were, I read that. When my grandson Jan was 10, Charlie taught him how to weld because he thought he really needed to know how to do that. When a girl across the street came over to work with him, she told him that girls don't do that kind of thing. And he said, "Oh, yes, they do." And she did. In later years, he would take artifacts to schools and talk to classes about the space programs. He also taught the kids how to build lamps out of Coke cans and helped them build the winning fair at the county fair, the winning float at the county fair. Most importantly, however, he always left his garage door open in case kids or adults had questions or wanted to build or fix something. Normally, when you give back to those around you, you start to feel rich with love for your whole community. And these feelings may be even stronger during tough times. You can actually decrease your stress hormones. Get that? You can decrease your stress hormones 23% and even live longer when you consistently give back to your community. Along with that, people over 55 who volunteer for 2 or more organizations are 44% less likely to die early. That's all of you, I'm sure. Are you ready to start spreading a little unexpected kindness? It might be worth it.
Jean Canella is one of our members that we're fairly certain must have a twin because she is always everywhere, doing all of the things. She decided to do something a little different so she could take a brief rest this morning. So here is a video that her vision created about what your pledge means for this, our beloved community. She has also asked me to remind you that the pledge drive is moving into its 3rd week, and the pledge team encourages everyone to welcome a visit with their steward and consider making their pledge for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. Thank you. Each week, we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives in this community by giving half of our plate away to those organizations that share our values. Today, the half plate goes for Together Colorado, of which our congregation is a member. They are a nonpartisan, multiracial, multi-faith, anti-racist community organization. It is composed of over 220 congregations, schools, and faith leaders throughout the state working together to put human dignity in the center of public life in Colorado. Our BVUUF organizing group, BVCAN, the Boulder Valley Community Action Network, has worked with Together Colorado to improve affordable housing and access to mental health care. We invite you to the Fellowship Hall after the service to tell your stories and experiences of community issues. Together Colorado upholds our principles of honoring the dignity of everyone. You can text your donation at the number on the screen, or if you're in the fellowship today, place a donation in the offering plate as it passes. Please give generously as you so often do. As our musical reflection begins, we invite you to reflect upon and write into the chat if you're on Zoom your answer to this question. Think of a time when someone's kindness made your day better.
While you're thinking and writing, just a couple of words of introduction for what we're going to sing for the offertory. We're going to sing a metta prayer, and metta, as I'm sure many of you know, is often translated as loving kindness. And this is a traditional Buddhist prayer and a Buddhist text. I'm just going to read it for you quickly. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. For as long as space exists and sentient beings endure, may I too remain to dispel the misery of the world. What this prayer means, it's part of the Mahayana Buddhist tradition, which means great vehicle, which means that everybody come along to enlightenment, and that there is no enlightenment for yourself outside of the enlightenment of other people. So there's that interconnected importance. Anyway, that's a lot of words. Here we go. Metta prayer.
May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful.
for the work of this fellowship, bringing love, reason, compassion, and justice to this world, and for Together Colorado, we dedicate these offerings. Hello, little one. We are glad you're with us today. Make all the happy sounds you want, and even the fussy ones, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears. We are 7 weeks into 2023, and we are already tired. In the last week alone, there have been 3 school shootings, resulting in the loss of 3 lives at Michigan State and another 8 students hospitalized. Since January 1st, here are just some of the things that we have experienced. There have been dozens upon dozens of laws proposed which do incredible harm against our beloved friends and family in the LGBTQIA+ community. There are more proposed plans which diminish the safety and the dignity of our unhoused neighbors. More than 11 states have made it easier to censor books that they deem harmful. There have been catastrophic weather and geologic events in the forms of floods, tornadoes, and earthquakes that have killed tens of thousands of people and leaving hundreds of thousands without a place to live. A train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, has caused an ecological disaster that we are only beginning to get a picture of as to just how much lasting damage will remain or for how long. We are coming up on the 1-year mark of Russia's invasions of Ukraine with no end in sight for these incredibly brave and tenacious people. In Scotland and New Zealand, we have the stepping down of leaders who have put forth a brave fight for love, respect, personal and communal responsibility, and freedom, but who are so tired they know they can no longer do the job as it deserves to be done. Just like us, they are tired and need a shift in focus. And this list is nowhere close to, nor can it ever be exhaustive for the first 7 weeks of 2023, because we only have an hour. And I will never even be able to include those personal challenges that we might be experiencing on any given day, such as job loss or health concerns, or a fight with your loved ones that you wish had not happened or had gone a different way. There is so much going on in our lives and in the world, it can be overwhelming and seemingly impossible to do anything about. In the face of all of this, it's kind of amazing that we get out of bed at all. In the face of all of this, we get out of bed, we put one foot in front of the other, or we make forward motion to go forth into the world that looks like this. On any given day, you, or the person that you pass on the street, might be having their best day ever, or their worst one. Most likely it's somewhere in the middle. But how do you know? The thing is, you don't. it's easy to lose sight of what it is that we are fighting for, of the moments of joy that can enrich our lives and make the world a more bearable place to live. Even in the darkest places and against the harshest of circumstances, we can share small, unexpected kindnesses, expressions of love, caring, and compassion with one another and the world. There is a story called The Star Thrower by the author Lauren C. Isley, and I'm going to trim it down a little bit because it's pretty long. And it goes like this. It all started when a young girl was walking along a beach upon which thousands of starfish had been washed up during a terrible storm. When she came to each starfish, she would pick it up and throw it back into the ocean. And people watched her with amusement. She'd been doing this for some time when a man approached her and said, "Little girl, why are you doing this? You can't save all of these starfish. You can't begin to make a difference." And the little girl seemed crushed and suddenly deflated. But after a few moments, she bent down, picked up another starfish, and hurled it as far as she could into the ocean. And then she looked up at the man and she replied, "Well, I made a difference for that one." And the old man looked at the girl inquisitively and thought about what she had done and what she had said. Inspired, he joined the little girl in throwing starfish back into the sea. Soon, others joined in, and before long, all of the starfish were saved. There is a quote attributed to Aesop that says, "No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." We will never be able to handle the big things in the world and in our own lives alone. The thing is, this human experience that we are celebrating together, we are all in this together. Each seemingly small random act of kindness that we do for another person or an animal or our planet is contagious. Just as bad behavior begets more bad behavior, good spreads faster. Good spreads wider. And I'm not just saying this because it sounds good. There have been studies upon studies about this. One smile causes another smile. One compliment usually turns into two. One good doggy butt scratch usually results in 2 licks, the highest form of praise, of course. One game of peekaboo to the fussy toddler in the frozen food section often turns into one giggling toddler and one parent who has a smile and a brief moment to simply breathe. If you plant some plants in your yard, neighbors often follow suit, resulting in not just a prettier place, but more oxygen for everyone. Even if you don't have the greenest of thumbs, and even if you have some weeds, you've still done good. Writing a postcard to your representative showing what love in the world looks like may seem pointless. But remember, you are not alone. hundreds of others are joining you. Even though you will never know them or see them, you are all in this together. Some people may occasionally feel frustrated that they feel like they do and they do and they do, but they don't get anything in return. Well, here are some things that you do get back. Marilyn mentioned some of them earlier, and I'll probably reiterate them. But studies show that helping others lowers your stress hormone cortisol and increases your oxytocin. And not only can that make you happier, but it can lower your blood pressure, provide you with better sleep, reduce free radicals, which can make you look younger and slow down aging. Helping others has been known to reduce levels of chronic pain. And as I already mentioned, kindness is contagious, and giving leads to more giving. So here's a time in the service where you actually get to talk, and I'll let you go for a little bit. I want all of us to take a minute to talk to one of your neighbors and tell them a time that you experienced a random act of kindness. Not one that you did, but was done unto you. And then I will ring the bowl for you to switch and take another minute for that other person to share. And when we're all done, I'll ring the bowl to sort of bring us all back again. And Zoomies, feel free to share with one another in the chat if you didn't do so during the offering. So take a minute, chat with your neighbor. You don't have to have money to pay it forward. You just have to reach out. Call or text that friend that you haven't heard from in a while, or that you know doesn't get out much. Have Zoom coffee with old friends that you moved away from. Grab some gloves and a trash bag and clean up anything you find on your daily walk. Take your reusable water bottle with you when you leave the house. Donate to your favorite charitable cause, or just volunteer to help them. Work with groups to help get supplies where they need to go. Compliment somebody on their glasses or the color of their shirt. Remember to say please and thank you. Smile. It truly is the smallest of things that can make somebody's day better or even turn it completely around. Share your love. Save one starfish, and we'll help with the rest. Blessed be. And now I invite us into our time of community connection and our time of sacred sharing. If you're on Zoom and you'd like to share a joy or a concern, go ahead and type it into the chat window, sending it to everyone, and let us know briefly what is in your heart. I will read aloud what you share, and Marilyn will add a stone to our sacred waters on your behalf. You can also ask us to add a stone in silence if you're not ready to put that thought into words yet. And the same goes for those in the sanctuary. You can come up front and share your joy or concern using the microphone and add a stone to the waters, or add your stone in silence. Wherever you are, please just tell us your name and, and briefly let us know what is in your heart today. I want to offer you this blessing and this prayer from the late Reverend Leonard Mason. We affirm the unfailing renewal of life, rising from the earth and reaching for the sun. All living creatures shall fulfill themselves. We affirm the steady growth of human companionship, rising from the ancient cradles and reaching for the stars. People the world over shall seek the ways of understanding. We affirm a continuing hope that out of every tragedy, the spirits of individuals shall rise to build a better world. Amen, and blessed be.
Tad spoke earlier about the Buddhist metta prayer, and now we get to all share a little bit in that meditation. So in your teal hymnal, hymn number 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness. We're going to sing it through 3 times, changing the second word each time. So we'll sing, may I be filled with loving kindness, and then may you be filled with loving kindness. And we'll end with, may we be filled with loving kindness. I invite you to stand as you're willing and able and join. Again, the number is 1031.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be
I want to apologize in advance for following that lovely song by the business portion of our day. It's time for the announcements. We are in pledge season, and as of February 15th, we have had 49 pledges for a total of $167,199. Thanks to everyone who has pledged already, and to the rest of you, please make your pledges as soon as possible. If you are worried, we have a note that pledges range from $60 a year to $30,000 a year, with the average pledge being about $2,400 a year or $200 a month. So there is a lot of wiggle room in that range. We do need an average of about 6% increase on your pledges in order to come up to a figure that will allow the wonderful staff that works here the raises that they deserve, and that will help keep the lights on for all of the services all year except for Christmas Eve. Thank you everyone in advance, and please meet with your stewards. The Inquirer series today is for both newcomers and current members. Drop into any or all of the sessions that we have to learn more about this congregation. Today is a tour of our campus with David Burris, and next week you will get a chance to meet our fellowship leaders. Marilyn would help me to extinguish our chalice. Those of you on Zoom can follow along with us as we extinguish ours. We extinguish the chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, nor the energy of action. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. And now we have the choir to sing for us again.
Thanks. All right, you're welcome to sing along with this. This is, if you know it, we'll have some words up there. We're practicing. This is hopefully a little gift of joy to everybody. When we were rehearsing this morning, we just kept, going over the last couple of pages because it was so much fun. It was just like, had a smile on our face and just the pep in our step. So feel free to, if you want to get up and move and dance, run around, whatever. This is Lovely Day by Bill Withers.
Neil Gaiman said, "I hope you will have a wonderful year, that you'll dream dangerously and outrageously, that you'll make something that didn't exist before you made it, that you will be loved and you will be liked, and that you will have people to love and like in return. And most importantly, because I think there should be more kindness and more wisdom in the world right now, that you will, when you need to be wise, and that you will always be kind." So go forth, be kind, share your love, and have a lovely day.